Hello, my name is Jack. I'm an artist who works under the name Utililux. I'm going to be doing two performances for you now. The first one is made up of a lot of voice chat conversations which I've had with some friends over the internet, and the second one is a mimetic performance with the YouTube star Ivan Dorin. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for your time and patience.
No worries. I'm going to do a voice thumbs up. So yeah, thumbs up.
I used to do voice recording messages with my friend Greg. We did it, in fact we still do, but we've been doing this for ages, and I really like it as a way of communicating. It's kind of strange because you don't get the immediacy kind of retort, and I don't know, maybe you have to plan things that you're going to say in some way, but I think it's really cool. And in fact, I know there's large kind of communities that do this in other countries. I know in particular in China it's like quite a big culture to do this, to send voice messages. I don't know why that is, whether their vocal language is easier to kind of send over voice than the text version. I don't know, but it's just me being ignorant, isn't it?
Yeah, don't you think it's weird that nobody uses this voice service for people who love talking? Surely it's easier to say something to a vocal than it is to type, right? Yeah, it's an interesting point about to think before you hit the record button. I'm going to try and not do that for the duration of this conversation then. I'll just smash that button and just say what I'm on and see how that goes.
Yeah, it's quite easy to feel kind of self-conscious about what you're going to say. I think I'm thinking a lot more now, but I kind of like it. I think you get through, you don't get as much kind of convoluted messages as I would usually send. That's interesting about other languages. Yeah, I assume it's probably just, it might be easier for them to say it than to type it. I don't know.
Question for Gary. Since you enjoyed doing these audio versions of chat, why do you suppose it is that you don't automatically do it in other conversations? Is there an issue where you feel like it would be seen as strange? Just thinking about when I lived in Germany and didn't speak very good German. Very often the Germans would just switch automatically to English as soon as they realised that your German sucked. Is that kind of what you're doing in other conversations? You're thinking, I better not introduce this new form of conversation in, because you're going to end up just slowing the thing down and just going against the flow. Also, is it like a tech lock-in thing? Because there was obviously a time when internet bandwidth would have meant that this sort of thing wouldn't really be possible. You have the same log of MP3s or M4As or whatever they compress these things to on your phone, let alone send them over high speed to each other. So you've just got to install one system where, well, that's the way it is, there's no point changing anything. And finally, this 30-second time is actually quite good for me. It's not been talking absolute shit for quite so long.
Yeah, I mean, text messages have their perks, don't they? I guess it's a bit like so this is just like a long pause now while I'm thinking, so immediately there's no kind of like pauses for rambling and stuff where people don't have to, if I was doing this typing, this would just be a load of dot while I'm just trying to think of something to say. But also, like, you can go back to it, and there's that thing about, when you have a book, people, loads of research has been done into why people prefer physical books as opposed to digital ones on e-books and things like that. It's because of the sense of space and spatiality of them, and how far into a book you are, and looking at the size of the text and things like that. There's so many signals. I guess it's something like that. So when you see a voice message, you don't know what's coming at you. So that might be a thing. But also, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the duration of it. So you can't skim listen, but you can skim read, or even like miss messages out completely, and just find like keywords and things like that. Whereas with this is my thing. I quite like this, but yeah, I guess I fear that it's difficult for people to adopt, having been so accustomed to writing text messages now. But it's kind of like this little form of resistance and getting people to focus. And that's why I think sound-based forms of resistance are great, because they're so temporal and they disrupt passive consumption. Because if you want to hear what I've got to say, I'm already 2 minutes into this thing now, and you've got to listen to the end of it to find out what I'm going to say. Whereas you could have scrolled down through some of the text and ignored some of the stuff all that rambling stuff, and got to the point. So it's kind of like even convenience and efficiency and productivity is like climbed into our conversations. And I quite like this because it's like a form of sonic resistance. I don't even know if I answered your question. I haven't got a 30-second time limit on mine. I don't know what's going on there. It's weird you mentioned that about the text thing, because when I first started doing this with Greg, we kind of questioned, well, how is this any fucking different to just picking up the phone and ringing someone? But I guess there's some of the affordances around convenience there, because I can, if something comes into my mind, I can just send it to him. I can speak it out loud and it'll go to him. He can pick that up whenever he's available, rather than me just ringing that person if they're busy, but that's, there's an element of convenience there that is quite useful. You can also text in pretty much any environment, which is again another one of those things that's just caught on with that convenience and productivity thing, because to be able to speak into these messages, you need a moderate amount of quietness around you. And imagine if you started just doing this on the train and stuff. It seems quite weird to kind of just picture people doing this randomly. If you think about the amount of people that text on trains and public transport and shops and stuff, even if all of that messaging was audible, that would be fucking noisy. There's a lot of things to think about that, isn't there?
Yeah, I think that's really interesting what you say about texting, is kind of what I originally thought. And it kind of, how I was thinking it was a bit like Twitter, and you only have a space or a certain amount of characters to kind of say what it is you want to say. With the 30-second thing, I was just looking at my timer on my phone just to wait for 30 seconds. I think I like the idea of just encapsulating what you want to say or what you mean to say in a period of time with this as well, maybe. But then again, it is quite nice to listen to kind of 2 minutes of speaking, because it kind of focuses your attention on what you're actually saying a bit more than texting. I think when I listen to things, it gets stuck in my brain a bit better than when I read things, so like podcasts and audiobooks. So I'm thinking, I just realised that this kind of audio recording a voice thing is actually quite good instead of writing out messages. And then I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to kind of cobble them all together and make them sound a kind of strange track with people's voice recordings. Maybe we can only respond with one recording that's about 30 seconds or something. 32 seconds.
A lot of questions about recording a song, why I don't do it. There are technical difficulties, of course. I'd have to increase my skill with instruments and sound mixing and so on to get a decent backtrack for it. And I might have to compose something or get the rights from someone else. But fundamentally, there are also difficulties with lack of legal protection for doing a song. What we have ironically called, in terms of copyright protection, is really designed to essentially bait people into taking bits of themselves and giving them away eventually for use by other people with, I would see it as insufficient compensation, because in my case at least, I'm doing this because I want to be able to live. And if I'm not being given life in exchange for putting out these artistic works, then it's not worth my time. Now, there have been various ways, of course, over the years to bait people and give them a false sense of being able to have value to their artistic works for a while after they die. But all that also creates problems when you've got artists who've created a massive value of copywritten material, when it's protected for a period beginning with the death of the artist, plus a certain number of additional years. Then, of course, you get the huge problem with that, because there's a big incentive to kill the artist as quickly as possible to get access to the person's copyrights. And you've seen, of course, things like that happen with many prominent artists in recent years. So, I think one thing we need with this sort of law is of course, protection to keep people from killing artists for profit, or from withholding the means that artists would need to not age. Anything else seems as ultimately ripping somebody off, even if it's material that has gone into the public domain, and perhaps especially if it's material that's gone into the public domain, created by an artist who wanted to live and hasn't gotten that in exchange for the use of his or her work. Oh, that doesn't seem to be discussed very much. I found one article on it, but it was just discussing it in reference to religious works and talking about Scientology and its copyright battles. But ironically, Scientology wouldn't exist if there had been a means for L. Ron Hubbard to make money from his books. He just decided this isn't worth it. I'll start a religion and make way more money. Now imagine how much better of a world we would have had if he could have just made money writing stories with the available means of being paid that were there. He found a fantastically profitable way of making money from stories, but look at all the misery it caused. So that's what I'm thinking about. When I just put one note, I have some protection under fair use principles, because fair use does not allow someone to copy something in its entirety. I mean, you've got something very short, you're essentially copying it in its entirety if you take even a short piece of it. It's a one-note video where me trying to get to the point where I can sing one note, and they copy even the smallest portion of that one note. That's copying it all and not subject to fair use protection. But even then, under copyright law, what we have will eventually fall into the public domain. Now, I think I could argue against that, because I'm not really making an artistic work that infringes on anyone else's ability to create artistic work. I can just make a note It's recognized or measurable on the musical scale, but it doesn't preclude anyone else from singing the same note and selling theirs. Whereas a song, if it resembles my song too closely, it can conceivably get to the point where there are only so many songs available, and so someone can't write a song that doesn't sound like an already existing one without infringing on that person's copyright. So that's part of the rationale why these things eventually get declared public domain. But every time you declare something like that public domain, you're declaring a part of some person who wanted to live and who was denied the opportunity to live, to protect his basic or her basic existence. Copyright is really a bit of a cruel joke in that way, because all these things that are copywritten are created by people who didn't have the ability to copy them themselves. And now, instead of access to that physical capacity to copy ourselves and live on and have right to property because we're alive and can hold property, we're having all these bits of ourselves, our personal property, being covertly stolen, mined, resold. So the capacity to reverse engineer a person is gradually becoming more and more a real possibility, in that you can take all the little footprints that people leave through life, to reference the Battlestar Galactica example, and use them to create a digital person. And the ultimate, of course, would be to get a digital record of all the chemicals and molecules that make up someone's DNA, and then in that case, intangible property, personal information would be a person. You'd have a big part of who they are by accessing that information, and a voice is like that. And that's why I feel very concerned about putting my voice out and all. And in the beginning, I didn't put my face in conjunction with my voice because I was worried about that, and still am. Because I have these tens of millions of views of my videos that are out there without my consent and being used for purposes which I wouldn't approve of, can't profit from, and can't be used by me in the way that I would choose, at least, to prolong my own existence. In a way, everything that makes us up, or a large chunk of it, informationally now, is being stolen and freely available for other people to remix and reverse engineer as they please. But we don't have the basic ability to just copy and keep ourselves and continue ourselves as we are. And so there's this lack of protection, as I see it, that needs to be addressed in terms of the basics that make up our existence. And that always makes me pause when I'm thinking of how to put out a song, because I don't want something of me attached to and thought of as an artistic creation that's going to eventually become everybody else's property, that they can do whatever they want.
Hello, my name is Jack. I'm an artist who works under the name Utililux.